Community connections, CKMS, local sounds, thoughts, passions, and success. Celebrate local, your neighbor's got a story to tell. Community connections, CKMS.
Happy Friday, Waterloo Region. You're listening to CKMS Community Connections for the 29th of August, 2025. My name is Bob Jonkman. In the studio with me are Crewe and Sandra Edmondson of Back-To-Basics Symposium. Good afternoon.
Hello. Hi, Bob.
We'll
Thanks for having us. Thanks for
You're very
having
welcome.
us.
We'll be talking to them in just a few minutes. We'll start off with some music by Golden Kazian. This is called A Matter of Faith.
To the other side of my anger, that I'm just a man seeking love. You came into my life with the promise, with the word you said mattered, but then you ignored my answer like the man I am didn't matter. What is it you want? A man to dominate? Is this just a jaunt, a silent lover's debate? I grew tired of your blatant lies, your brazen mood and smug manner. Didn't even ask how I am, beating me down like a hammer. I deserve much more than this. I am worthy of a better life. If you can't see any of that, why the heck should I keep seeing you? What is it you want? A man to dominate? Is this just a jaunt, a silent lover's debate? No more time, no more effort, no more benefit of the doubt. I am done, I want out, I've got to focus on what I'm about. What is it you want? A man to dominate? Is this just a jaunt, a silent lover's debate? I know what I want, a woman to celebrate. Never want to flaunt, it's a matter of fate. No more time, no more effort, no more benefit of the doubt. I am done, I want out, I got to focus on what I'm about.
Golden Kazian, A Matter of Fate. Golden has a studio which is populated entirely by AI. It's just him and a handful of computers making the music. We'll hear more from Golden later on in the show. In the studio with me are Crewe and Sandra Edmondson of the Back-To-Basics Symposium. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Tell me about the Back-To-Basics Symposium. What is Back-To-Basics?
Basically, it's a one-day event that people can attend to learn traditional skills to lead a simpler, healthier, and more self-sufficient life. There's tallow making, bread making, canning, learning about gardening, and am I forgetting one more? I think there's one more. Oh, herbal medicine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a one-day event from 10 to 4 at the Roseville Community Centre in Ayr. And
When's this happening?
this is on October the 18th
Okay.
this year, and from 10 to 4.
And way down south in Roseville.
Yes.
Why Roseville?
Trying to find a venue that would suit our needs was a little difficult. It has a kitchen and a nice little area, plus the price was right.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
and it's local. I'm from North Dumfries.
Okay. Okay.
So,
That's
yeah.
still within Waterloo region, so that's part of our catchment area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. And this symposium, this is not the first time you've done this.
No, so we had one on October the 18th, and we sold out in 2 weeks.
This is the one coming up the October the 18th.
No.
Oh, sorry.
May.
Sorry, May 3rd. May
Yes.
3rd, sold out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We were really surprised. My organizing partner, Lisa Hagen, couldn't make it today. So Sandra's here. She's one of our volunteers. So she volunteered on that day.
Yeah, highly successful in May then, wasn't it? Because we were running the public service announcement. We had to stop the public service announcement early because there were no tickets
We
left.
sold out. Yeah, it was amazing. And we weren't going to have another one because we thought, oh, just one, we'll see how it goes. And we ended up getting a waiting list.
Oh,
And we've sold out maybe a third of the tickets.
Okay.
There's only 30 tickets available, so we've already sold
oh really? This is a very limited event then?
very limited. It's very intimate. There's a lot of hands-on interactive workshops involved
Okay.
during the day, so we didn't want to make it too big
Okay.
for that reason.
So you've sold, there's 20 tickets left then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We have
so-
at least 20 listeners. How do those listeners get those tickets?
Okay, so they can either text me at 519-222-4183, or they can email me at b2bsymposium@gmail.com.
Okay.
So those two, I can repeat those again if
We'll
you like.
repeat those a few more times during the show and we'll stick
Okay,
them in the show
awesome.
notes too. So
Awesome. Yeah, I have a feeling, I haven't advertised for the second one yet, so we just advertised for the May 3rd one, and then, like I said, we had a waiting list. So those people, those 10 people have already signed up and paid and ready to go, and I still haven't started advertising, so this is our actual first initial advertising event for the October 18th
okay,
date, yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll sell out again and have a backlog of orders that you can do it again in the future.
I feel like there's quite a need for people to get back to basics, to learn some of the traditional skills.
Why?
I think a couple reasons. I think, especially with AI is just just comes. You were talking about
Yeah.
that song, being AI, and I feel like it's just being pushed to the forefront, and everyone is now using AI, and
GPS signal lost.
Oh. I was reading about somebody who has developed an AI-controlled automatic baby carriage.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
who needs that? It's, I agree with you completely. AI is certainly being overhyped a lot. I can see it being used in music,
Right.
where it isn't, crucial for life skills. But putting AI in a baby carriage just seems
it seems wrong.
seems
Actually,
wrong. It does. It does. So you've developed this symposium to
Yes.
address,
yes,
the lack of basics in our life.
That's true. So so during the day, I'm a wedding and event photographer, and maybe around COVID, a friend of mine had said, "Oh, you know what? Maybe we should grow food," because
Okay.
she wasn't sure if what was going to happen. I mean, I don't know if you remember the toilet paper.
No, I remember that.
Yeah, so everyone was worried about not having enough toilet paper, and I think I think we were under maybe 2-week, what is it called?
Lockdowns?
Lockdown.
The
Yeah, it was like a
lockdowns.
2-week lockdown, and for some reason everybody wanted to bake bread.
Yeah.
So to get yeast from the store, it was almost
I
impossible.
remember the flour being all sold out.
Yeah,
I did a little
unless
bit of
you
bed
had
baking
some,
myself,
right?
so
Yeah. So that was one of the reasons, because my friend grew these vegetables, and she had little seedlings to give me. I'm like, oh wow, that's a great idea, and that kind of popped in my head. I'm thinking, well, maybe I should be doing that too. So I've only been gardening for maybe 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. And every year I learn something new. And it's funny, when you start learning a new skill, all of a sudden you want to learn more skills. And then I want to learn how to bake bread. I wanted to learn how to make herbal medicines. I wanted to know how to make tallow, creams. So it was just one thing led to another. And I thought, I think there's a lot of people out there who want to learn that kind of thing too. So my friend Lisa Hagen and I kind of put our heads together and thought, yeah, let's put a workshop together. And originally it was just going to be one thing, like gardening or tallow making. But we thought, I think there's a lot of people out there who want to maybe try a little bit of everything. So that's what we did. We just said, okay, and there's people that I have through my past 3 or 4 years of learning on my own. I got to know some people who who are very proficient in canning and tallow making and bread making. So, I called them up, and they were more than willing to come and take part in it.
So this is a symposium. It's not. Is it a workshop as well? Are you teaching people these skills?
Yes. So it's kind of a symposium was kind of like a broad term for the day, because it was an all-day event. There's lots of learning going on and teaching, but there is some hands-on as well. It depends on the workshop.
Okay.
So with I think it was more of the canning. That was very much like hands-on, getting involved and feeling, touching things, and
Which is something AI can't give you, right? So a lot of people want to do the hands-on and be able to speak to someone who has an expertise in what they're trying to teach you, as opposed to relying on, with AI, we don't really always know if the information that's been put out there is completely valid. And so
absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, AI is just regurgitating stuff that looks like an answer.
Exactly.
It isn't necessarily accurate at all. So
yeah, and then with things like canning, for example, that's very important that you have the right individual teaching you how to do that, and also
there's some food safety involved.
Exactly.
In that.
that's a good point.
So when I imagine symposium, I imagine rows upon rows of chairs and somebody on the stage with a lectern and overhead projectors and pointers and slides and stuff like that. But that's not what this is.
Well, they are rows, but not very many. There's only 30
Okay.
people.
Yeah, 30 people.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a very small, scaled down symposium. Yeah.
Okay. And then some practical hands-on stuff too.
Yeah.
People getting there.
And that's another point you were talking about, Sandra, about the AI. I feel too with the symposium, it's getting back to being with other people, because I think that's something during COVID that we kind of lost a little bit. Everybody was on Zoom, and there's a lot of barriers. And I feel like with the symposium, it's bringing back people, especially in the community, sort of community members matching up with community members, people who want to learn and people who want to teach. So that was the other reason why we wanted to do it, because we can obviously do it on a YouTube video and post content and teach people that way. But we really wanted to have an in-person appeal.
Yeah, there's a lot of demand for that as well. Not just the skills you're teaching, but just the human-to-human interaction.
Exactly, and I feel like with AI, it's kind of interfering with that too. So nothing against AI. I mean, it has its its advantages.
It has its spot,
Yeah.
but I don't think its spot is where people are trying to put it.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. So.
And I think the other great thing about the symposium is it's very cost. It's not very expensive, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a fee.
Yes. And the fee is?
It is $45, and that does include lunch. So it includes, and we have raffles during the day. It's a lot of fun. We had some great feedback afterwards. Everyone really enjoyed it. And that's why we want to do it again.
Yeah. I think I want to find out more about how this is taking place. I think I want to play a bit of music by Golan Kazian again. This one's called About Atonement. More music from Golan Kazian, who does his music by AI.
I'm of two minds and neither one is right. I look at both sides to see the light and often fall into the gap in between because of something unforeseen. I'm of two spirits and neither one is wrong. It's what makes me go further along to a place where I can be wiser and discover the great equalizer. People have biases, past judgments, and resist any further involvement. It's easier to remain more distant than confess an attitude transient. I walk into a room through an exit and leave another through an entrance. I once walked up a down escalator, then walked down an up escalator. People secretly look at me askance, and so I openly look back askew. They don't know anything real about me, and I enjoy simply letting them be. People have biases and past judgments and resist any further involvement. It's easier to remain indifferent than profess anything significant. Where are we headed? This world going mad. Nightmares we dreaded, even worse than bad. Always so hopeless, truly lost our way. So goddamn brainless, this horrid display. People have biases and past judgments and resist any further involvement. It's easier to remain insolent than advocate the benevolent. People have biases and past judgments. What do they know about commitment? People have biases and past judgments. But what do they know about atonement?
That's Golan Kazian, called About Atonement. He's from Ottawa. If you are from Ottawa or from anywhere else, actually, want to submit some music to us, send it to us at office@radiowaterloo.ca. Our music coordinator will pick that up and get it in our library and your music on the radio. In the studio with me is Lori Crewe and Sandra Edmondson from Basic Symposium. Happening when?
October
10 in the morning. to the
Yeah,
afternoon.
10 to 4. It's a long day. There is lunch included. And you will, for your $40, you'll receive lunch. And there are 5 different that are involved with the symposium.
Okay. What are those?
And so the first one is the art of tallow making, Melanie of Afflatus Wellness. And she will take you through the benefits of using tallow, which is a beef fat, basically, that's been rendered. And it's very popular right now. It's being put into a lot of skincare products.
Skincare?
Yes.
Okay. I really only know tallow as part of candle making.
Well, you can use I suppose you can use it for frying, like for cooking and stuff. But but it's very popular right now for skincare products.
Okay.
Yeah. Has a lot of advantages. The second one is pressure canning with Shelley of Better Living Skills. She is a powerhouse. I took one of her workshops, I think it's almost 2 years now, and it was back in Simcoe, and I left that session knowing everything about canning. She is amazing. So she will spend about 70 minutes teaching you all about pressure canning, because I know a lot of people are afraid of the pressure canner. Myself included.
I've only done boiling water canning. I've never used a pressure cooker.
Yeah, it's a little extra steps and a little more precautions, I think.
Okay.
But once you're done listening to her and the way she shows you, you feel very confident to do some pressure canning. The third one is sourdough bread making with Megan of Recklessly Baking. She is amazing. She will also be bringing some samples.
Okay.
So we do have some of her bread for the lunch as well.
Okay. Sourdough starters?
Sourdoughs, yeah. She has sourdough starters for sale. I think they're $5 each. She's amazing too.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all amazing.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one is Mike of Jones Fresh Farm. He's actually a teacher with the Waterloo Region District School Board, but he has a big homestead where he grows his own vegetables and sells it. And he is just a wealth of knowledge as well. And last time on May 3rd, he brought some seeds for us. He shared some seeds and lots of great information about growing your own veggie garden. And then the fifth one is herbal medicine with Julia of Trois Herbal Clinic. And she will go through a bunch of herbal remedies and plants. We did go for a little walk around the building and pointed out some plants. Yeah, that was a highlight for a lot of people because there's a lot of plants in our own backyard that people don't know are very beneficial for our health.
Okay.
So,
How did you find these people? Where did they come from?
Well, I think most of them I actually took their own workshops. Like I took herbal medicine workshop with Julia. I attended Shelley's canning workshop, and Mike, he did a talk at one of my garden club. He was there, so I asked him. So basically, I know everybody.
Okay.
Yes, so they came personally recommended. So I already went through all their workshops already, so I knew that they would be very good. And
so now we've got a Birds of a Feather conference, a symposium, where all these different skills come together.
Yes, yeah. And I feel like the presenters also learned a lot too, because most of them stayed for the whole day. And they learned from each other as well. So I thought that was interesting and great. Yeah.
I've done a few of these things. Like I say, I've done some just boiling water canning, and I've tried to do sourdough. I've never been able to get a sourdough to start properly. So I need to buy some starter from someplace. So,
well, you're welcome to come on the 18th.
Yes,
learn from one of our experts.
Special guest. Well, I'm embarrassed to admit that I have never done the sourdough bread making. I've done bread making in general, but never the sourdough. So it is a process. But I think once you learn, and that's why Megan, she makes it so easy. Like when you come and learn it.
I haven't found it easy, so something for me to learn there.
I think it's very time consuming. I think that's part of the tricky part is making sure that you do the steps in the right order.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's timing, right? Yeah. You have to time it correctly. But most people that I've said at the beginning that it was really difficult, they actually end up loving to make the sourdough bread. So
I love the taste of it.
Yeah, well, that's just it. You know, it's you've got that tang to the sourdough bread that you don't get in certainly not in store-bought bread.
And apparently there's also health benefits to it as well. It's better for your gut. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've been told, and that's what I've read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see so many other topics that you could cover in a Back-to-Basics Symposium. Like,
Yeah, that's
the
a good point.
fermented foods, for example, sauerkraut and
Yep.
Kimchi and things like that. Pickles, pickle making.
That's a great topic.
Yeah, soap making.
Do you know how to
candle
do
making.
that? Because you.
I've made sauerkraut, yes.
So maybe you can. Yeah.
Don't know that I have anything to pass on to people. I just put some shredded cabbage into a pot and let it sit for a couple of weeks, and then stick it in some mason jars, boil them, and
But isn't it great? Like
is.
to do that on your own, it's so rewarding. That's
Yeah.
what I find about gardening. Right now, it's harvesting tomatoes and peppers and all that. And I find I grew mine from seed. And some of them I even took from organic vegetables that I had bought at a market, saved the seeds, grew them over the winter, not winter months, but the early spring,
Yeah.
and then planted them. It's so rewarding to see the fruits of your labor.
yeah.
So,
It's,
yeah.
I helped make this grow. I did this. And
Exactly.
that's a whole day of it at the symposium.
I did. I recently harvested some watermelon. I've never grown watermelon before,
Okay.
and there's a lot of trials and tribulations. There's a lot of bugs, and because it's all organic, so I don't
Yeah.
use pesticides or anything like that. So it's kind of tricky when you can't use the stuff they use to keep the bugs and the molds and everything down. But I prefer it that way because it's natural,
Yeah.
not ingesting any of the harmful chemicals.
Yeah. You know that everything you've grown is safe because there's nothing on it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I just harvested my first watermelon, and I'm telling you, there's such a difference between growing your own. Not even the part about the whole seeding and you growing the seeds or anything, just the fact that you grow it and put it in the ground and then harvest it. But it's the taste. It was so fresh. I harvested it, ate it the same day. There's nothing like it.
Yeah. Who's doing the gardening seminar?
That is Mike from Mike
That's Mike.
Jones, Jones Fresh Farm.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a wealth of knowledge. He knows how to teach too, because he's a teacher
Yes,
with the
yeah.
Waterloo
Well,
Region
that's
District
the
School
thing.
Board. Yeah.
It isn't the people that you've got presenting there aren't just practitioners; they're educators as well.
They are. I think Shelley. I mean, she's done so much. I think she was in the army
Yep.
at one time, like
Yeah.
Yeah, she does a lot
Survival.
of prepping, survival
Survival skills.
skills. Yeah, she
Um,
does canning, but she does so many other things. Gardening as well.
And what I loved about the symposium and the presenters that we had, they're so engaging with the people that they're trying to teach these skills, which makes it better for everyone that's attending, right?
Yeah.
They're not intimidated. They're open to asking questions, and the presenters are open to answering those questions. Even after the symposium was finished, if somebody had any questions, they were able to go in and ask the questions directly.
Well, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want to have that, the passion from the educators. You want to have the interaction with the audience. So,
And they love it too.
yeah,
the
a
presenter.
small symposium like what you're planning with, only 30 tickets, is the way to get that done. Is the way to have the instructor and recipient participant interaction.
Exactly. And that's why we only limited it to 30, because, we could have rented another venue that was much bigger, but we just felt that it would lose that intimacy, and people probably want to have questions and that interaction. So that's why we kept it to 30. I have a feeling we're going to be doing more next year with different topics. I know you mentioned a few already, like
I know.
fermenting.
All
and
kinds of stuff.
There's so many, beekeeping. We have so many, so many ideas. And they're all popular. There isn't one that really stood out. Everyone enjoyed them all. I think some people attended for maybe one or two that they really wanted to go, like especially the herbal medicine. A lot of people were interested in that. But they left thinking, oh, well, now I can do tallow making. Now I can do bread making.
Right.
They added it to their arsenal, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much possibility with anything that you're doing for yourself. So much stuff that we've lost the skills to do.
Exactly. And I feel like, too, that can be passed on to generations, because that's how I learned about gardening, knitting, and canning was through
knitting.
my grandmother.
Yeah.
unfortunately, I didn't ask a lot of questions back then. I just, I just observed. I wasn't really a keen knitter, but, now, I'm not going to tell you how many years later. Now I want to learn more. I do regret not listening to her more.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're experiencing that, being taught by the elders, it's an imposition when you're young.
When you're young,
And
yes.
as you get older and see the value of it, that you miss not
You
having paid
appreciate
more
it.
attention back then.
Actually, there's going to be one attendee who's bringing her daughter. She bought one ticket, and then she said, "Well, my daughter, I think she's 12. She would really benefit from this." I'm like, "Yes. Why don't you bring her along?" So, so she's coming as well. But I feel like anybody who attended our last one on May 3rd is going to be passing that valuable information on to their kids and their grandkids.
Yeah. It sounds like it's going to be a great day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. Everyone had a great time, and I think we have that type of environment where everyone's learning and they're all eager to learn. They're not being forced to be in a classroom and sit in front of a teacher. They're there because they want to learn.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's something that you want to go out and experience, not something that's being imposed on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
They get to make great connections with like-minded folks who enjoy, all this.
Back to basics.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to play one more song by Golden Kazian. This one's called Address Them. Golden Kazian from Ottawa.
So much goes on in the recesses of your mind. You shouldn't be surprised by what you find. There are good thoughts, there are bad thoughts, and in between those there are strange thoughts. You're a slave to your imprints, the ones you don't know about. But if you follow all the hints, you will address them, no doubt. You've got to find them and understand them. Then you need to recode them because it's you or them. It's never what happens to you, it's how you feel about it. Failure is never your due, it's what you do about it. You're a slave to your imprints, the ones you don't know about. But if you follow all the
Roland Kazian, giving us some new music produced by AI. Crewe and Sandra Edmondson are in the studio with me from the Back-To-Basics Symposium, taking place in October the 18th in Roseville.
Yep, in air.
Yeah. When did you get involved, Sandra? What brought you to this?
Well, I actually met Lori through an herbalist group, and we've become very close friends. When she had said to me that she was going to have the symposium, I asked her if she needed some volunteers. So my sister and I helped her on that day of the symposium, and this year I'm going to be hopefully not be traveling to be able to make it, but my sister has committed as well to help her out. So yeah, I think it's great.
And they were fabulous. I don't think we could have done it without you guys and the volunteers in general. Something like that, it's amazing. Even though there's only 30 attendees, 5 presenters, and 2 organizers, there was probably 5-6 volunteers. It's a big production. There's a lot of moving parts.
And so it's as much work to put on a symposium for 30 people as it is to put on a symposium for 100 people.
That's true.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
What is involved? How take me from step 1 to
Well,
the day of.
I do have a little bit of a graphic design background, so I was
Okay.
able to make a lot of the posters and the creative content, especially being a photographer too. I had that skill. So I do have some skills that I can add to it. Basically, it was just finding the right venue, and then asking the presenters, getting the right presenters, narrowing down what we wanted to talk about and present. Basically, it was getting presenters that I felt that the public would want to know about. Something that's popular, like tallow making and bread making, is very popular right now. And then, of course, the staples like canning and gardening and herbal medicine, everybody wants to know about those. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. Many people want to know about
Enough
that.
people to fill a symposium.
Exactly, yeah, and selling out so fast. Selling out so fast told me that there's definitely a need for it. We could have probably doubled the numbers, maybe tripled the numbers for that small hall. But like I said, we wanted to have it smaller so that it was more intimate, and we wanted the attendees to enjoy themselves so that they can ask questions and interact with some of the presenters.
Right.
But yeah, that's basically it. And then once we advertised with posters as well. We put them around in local in North Dumfries. We put some posters up in the post office, that type of thing. And we did get a few people who applied and attended.
Yeah.
And then, and the lunch part was a big deal.
How does lunch work?
We decided we were going to make the lunch, which was just an added workload. So we're going to be tweaking a little bit for the October 18th symposium. We're still going to be making a lot of this stuff. Maybe not quite as much food. We had a lot of food left over.
Oh.
Yeah. And Sandra and her sister were in the kitchen the whole time.
Oh.
There was a lot, because
it's a lot of prepping, right?
there's a lot of prepping,
Yeah.
and we wanted to make sure that they were well fed. And a lot of stuff was homemade
Okay.
because we wanted it to reflect the topics, right? We wanted.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Megan had from Rec Leslie bread making. She provided the bread, which was great, and of course we had to provide something to dip the bread in.
Okay.
So we
Yeah,
had
yeah.
super jelly. Yeah. So yeah, I think once you get that kind of thing, you get the presenters, and then you start advertising. It's just a matter of everything kind of falling into place, and then it's just mayhem the day before and
All
the
that.
day in the morning, trying to set up.
Do you
making
have access to the venue the day before?
Thankfully, we did. It depends on if there's somebody booked the day before, but fortunately for us, there was nobody booked,
Okay.
so we were able to go in and set up. So, and I think the second time it's going to be a little easier. We know exactly what to expect. We know how to set up. We know what work is involved, and there's some questions too. And we actually did a survey afterwards just to
Okay.
ask the attendees how could we make it even better. I think overwhelmingly everybody scored it like 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Like it was, everyone
Okay.
loved it.
Yeah.
But there were a few suggestions. One was maybe a little bit longer for the lunch, that type of thing.
Okay.
Because we are kind of squeezing 5 workshops into, was it 6 hours?
Yeah.
So that was a little, because that's our first time, we weren't sure how much time we really needed. So we've kind of tweaked it a little bit for the next one.
Okay. Do all the
And-
presenters get the same amount of presentation time?
The canning originally was 90 minutes. That was a long time, but she needed it just because of the setup and just the nature
Right.
of what she was teaching. So we cut it down to 70 minutes. So that one's the longest workshop, but we feel that it really does need the 70 minutes. And the way she teaches it, I mean, it goes by so fast and you
Yeah.
learn so much. She provides great notes. We have a pamphlet that we give out that has a lot of the contact information. We want to promote the presenters as well because they have their own businesses. So
Right.
that was another part of the whole
It's a bit of a showcase.
creating the symposium. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
to showcase local talent.
Yeah, and we have tables set up for the vendors if they have
Okay.
products that they sell, so they're able to set up a small table with their products or services that they're providing.
Yeah.
And that was really popular as well because I think after each of the workshop, people were so excited about the products and what they could make, and they wanted to see what
Right.
the presenter was able to make too. So that was really popular. Afterwards, we created a Facebook page for all our attendees. So if there's any questions, a lot of our presenters are on that Facebook page. It's a
Yeah.
private group, so only the people who attend would be able to get into that Facebook page. But that has been very valuable too. And there's always new stuff that's coming up, and we can sort of advertise about new workshops, new symposiums, that type of thing.
Right. So that it'll stay put so that it'll
Exactly.
be the same page that gets used in future symposiums.
That's right.
Yeah. Here I am talking about future symposiums already.
Yeah, I know. I get so excited when I talk about it because I feel like there's such a need for it. People want to learn those even though, like I said, AI is great. Doing the Zoom call, that's all great and has its purpose. But I really feel people want to get together, learn some stuff. And I think there's also a need to make stuff your own, first of all, because of high prices of food.
Oh, yeah.
Cost is it's just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
So gardening, making your own food, saving seeds, all that really crucial information to save money. And even making your own tallow skin products will save you money.
Yeah.
It takes time. That's where
You're going to have a symposium, a seminar on time management.
I think so,
people
yeah.
are so busy already doing just the regular stuff that, squeezing in the back to basics.
Actually, I was thinking about doing something along the lines of how to save money on food, or how to save money in general, little tips and tricks.
Okay.
Yeah, and a part of that is making your own stuff and growing your own
Yep.
food, and it's very simple. It's not scary. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a website?
We don't yet, but we do have an Instagram account. It's B2B Symposium.
B2B Symposium?
Yeah, it's the letter B, number 2, letter B Symposium, and that's Instagram. So I think eventually we will have a website, but
Yeah.
it's
There
gonna,
A website for the Back to Basics Symposium for signing up.
yeah. So that's my own photography website, and I have a link there, and that is casting.
How many volunteers do you need, and what do you need
Well,
them
I
to do?
think we have enough now. I think about 5 or 6 is needed for the day, including and plus myself and the other organizer, Lisa. So
Okay.
yeah, so there's about 8 of us all together.
Okay. But you'll need some lifting and carrying, because
That's what my husband's for.
Okay.
But you can always have backup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People to
Bob, you
rely
can
on.
come.
Bit of a long hike for a bike ride.
Yes,
Yeah.
true.
We could come and pick you up here and take you there. No worries.
Taking place in Roseville.
Yeah,
which
so
is
it's
in Ayr.
Roseville Community Centre in North Dumfries or Ayr. That's a good point. There's a lot of people who are not from the area who are attending. So I had some people from Toronto come,
really?
some people from
That far?
Hamilton.
That's quite a
Most of
reach.
them were from the KW area, but
I think there was somebody from Oakville.
there was someone from Oakville. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So it works
interesting how the word got out.
Yeah,
and,
words got, and friends who people who attended the first one have now recommended it to their friends. So
Okay.
yeah,
So you're going to have to do these more often, more frequently.
Every
and
year, I
possibly
think.
with a larger audience.
well, I live in
Maybe.
Seaforth, and I said to Laurie, I said, Laurie, how about we have one in our area? Because I think that
Okay.
it would do well as well.
The
do
travel
In the Huron
traveling.
area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
traveling.
That's great. How's the reception to this been from people who weren't at the conference? I mean, I can see some skeptics saying, "Oh, there go those hippies again."
I haven't had any negative comments. I mean, people who are not interested in learning that stuff, it's just radio silence, so to speak.
Yeah.
They're not interested, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But, maybe there's a topic that they might be interested next year, especially as food prices increase too. I mean, you want to learn how to save money, gardening, canning, they're all great resources,
Yeah.
great skills to have.
Yeah.
And as you were mentioning earlier, that people are already taxed enough with their time, but you find that when you start making like any of these things, that becomes your passion, and then
Yeah.
maybe the house cleaning doesn't get.
That's a good-
It's
that's a
not a
good
top
point.
priority anymore because
Yeah.
it is something that you're so passionate about that and enjoy it. So
Yes. I can't keep up with this stuff. So I live on a fairly regular size property in Ayr, and I've torn up my front yard. There's now 2 raised beds full of vegetables,
Okay.
and then there is a small piece of land, like 10 by 8 area beside my house. So that's torn up now. And it's all filled with herbal, like herbs, basically. Anything
okay.
from oregano to coneflower, anything like that. And I can't believe the number of insects. I have frogs,
Yeah,
bees,
yeah.
butterflies, I had monarchs come by. And that I just tore it up last year. So this is brand new for me. And it's been 2 years now. So it's been 2 years, and the flowers are probably like almost as tall as I am. And I wake up in the morning, I walk outside, and I try to pick the the oregano or the sage or whatever
Right.
to dry for later. But I always see all like the frogs, the
Yeah.
butterflies, the wildlife that is attracted to it.
There are municipalities that object to people turning their front lawns into a useful garden plot with vegetables. I've heard of bylaw officers coming down saying, you've got to cut this down. There needs to be a trimmed lawn. You can't have vegetables growing in your front yard.
I
something-
think you can have a raised garden bed, so which is interesting. I don't know. Somebody will have to research that.
Yeah.
But I know a friend of mine in Hamilton, she had that problem where she had bylaw come by, and she said, well, they're herbs and they're flowers for the birds and the bees. And they said, no, it's got to be a certain height. So, but they said that you can do raised gardens. So that's what she did. She put raised gardens in her
Okay.
front yard, and they didn't bother her anymore. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that we've had visits from the weed police.
oh yeah.
So it's none of this back to nature stuff in the suburban municipalities.
It's interesting because once you start learning about what plants are useful, whether you can eat them or use them for medicine,
Okay.
you start to see plants in a totally different way. I always thought dandelions, we used to pluck out the dandelions in
Yeah,
our
yeah.
backyard all the time because they were a menace and the neighbor didn't like them and whatever. But now I know
Yeah.
dandelion is great for the liver. It's
They're
great
a
for
salad green.
It's great. Yeah, it's so many uses. So now I look at plants a totally different way. There's very few that I reject.
Well, there's another topic for a future symposium. right?
Exactly.
Gleaning from nature.
There you go. Foraging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
foraging, exactly. and some mushroom foraging. I'd love to learn how to identify mushrooms so that I don't kill myself.
Yes, and that's actually a passion of mine. So I also forage for mushrooms and plants.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, there you go. There's more topic for the future symposiums.
I'm still learning though. Like it's an ongoing process. So you never stop learning.
Yeah. So one more time, how do people get tickets to the Back to Basics Symposium?
Okay, so the Back to Basics Symposium is at the Roseville Community Centre on Saturday, October the 18th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. And tickets are $45, and that also includes lunch.
Okay, and you had a phone number earlier for people to
Yes,
text?
so you can contact me. Just text Symposium, and I will respond to 519-222-4183. Or you can email me at b2bsymposium@gmail.com.
Okay, and those will be on the show notes at radiowaterloo.ca/ccc. You can also see the Back to Basics Symposium on we've got B2B Symposium. Lots of pictures of, a nice picture of sourdough bread, people making some other stuff there. And the poster that we also have here in the studio for the Back to Basics Symposium. Oh, doesn't let me view that on Instagram. But
Awesome.
you can go there to see some of the images of...
And I can promise you, you'll have fun. You'll meet people.
Yeah.
You'll learn something new. Yeah.
Yeah. When it's all over and done, how long does it take you to come down from the
high?
adrenaline rush? Yes, the high.
Oh my goodness. But we had a nice little powwow session with Sandra and Lisa and others, and Crewe and her sister. And we chatted for a good hour or more. Afterwards, talking about how great it was to meet new people and things that we thought we knew and new stuff that we learned. Like we thought, oh, I know all about tallow making. No, I didn't know everything.
Yeah.
So it was great to learn from other people, and even the presenters, they were wonderful and so appreciative. But also they were saying they were learning things as well. So I thought that was a great point.
Yeah, and the other thing that we talked about is, how do we make the next one even better, right?
Yeah.
Which was a good conversation to have because, I think it exceeded our expectations for sure.
Yes.
But, we like to improve and do things better. So I think the next one is going to be
It's
nailed.
going to be
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
For
I
sure.
remember the surprise in your voice when you called me up to say, cancel the PSA because we're sold out.
I know. I was so excited because you never know, right? Because you're putting your own money into it to rent the venue
Yes.
and purchase things and spend a lot of time also, which I love. It was a passion, so it's not it wasn't an issue, but still you're putting a lot of your time and effort in, and you're contacting people, like especially the presenters. It was lots of back and forth. They had lots of questions as well. I forget where I was leading with this, but
But in addition to that, I think that having a great venue and having a successful event is also important to our presenters, right?
yeah, I mean, having the proper, we had one of them needed a projector, so the North Dumfries Township actually lent us a projector, which was really nice. They've been great, by the way. I also want to plug in the North Dumfries Garden Club. They sponsored us the first one, May 3rd, and they were there as well, promoting their garden club. I'm also an executive director on the club as well. So if you are in North Dumfries and you want to be part of the garden club, it's fantastic. We have lots of speakers. Actually, there's a couple of our presenters at the symposium. I found out about them through the garden club.
Okay.
So
Symposium, October the 18th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For tickets. You can email b2bsymposium@gmail.com. Talk to Laurie Crewe. Been talking to Laurie Crewe and Sandra Edmondson. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh,
Thanks for having us, Bob, and
Yeah,
to
it was
CKMS
wonderful.
as well.
You're welcome.
Yes.
CKMS Community Connections airs every Monday at 11 o'clock, alternate Fridays at 3 p.m. Executive producer is Jennifer Strong. Theme music by Stephen Todd. My name is Bob Jonkman. See you next time.